There's too many things to pay attention to. Matt Gibbs is in the studio right now. This is Auto Repair with Personal Care. Let me put his picture on the screen here. There we go. And the show is hosted, of course, by Matt. Matt is the owner of Sunrise Automotive and Crossroad Auto Sales, of which I'm a customer of both. And it is a joy to be a customer of both. I sincerely mean that. I've got this wonderful used car, nice SUV. I'm not used to driving an SUV. It's a little bit. I like being high. I like being up. I don't like being low and looking at the back of somebody's bumper. I'm high now. It's nice to be up there.
Yeah, when you stand up, you're pretty high too.
Well, that's the way it is in my life. Yes, when I walk down the hallway at the school, I'm looking over everybody's head. So when I drive down the road, I like to be looking over the top of cars. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing okay.
Yes. Got wire problems this morning here in the studio. Nothing that'll affect your show, but other wires. You see everything pulled out over here?
Yeah, I do.
So how was your weekend?
Oh, it was crazy. It was just crazy. From the pumpkin run.
How did that go?
It was. I was there Saturday. It went nice. It went well. There was a lot of cars there. I mean, too many cars to see.
Did you know Jay Leno has a new show? Did you know he has a new show? It's called Jay Leno's Garage.
Oh, okay.
And as much as The Tonight Show must have been the biggest feather in his cap, I actually think Jay Leno's Garage is more his niche, more his cup of tea. I mean, that's his thing.
He's into cars.
He is into cars. So I really think it's kind of like after all these years of having like the prime late night talk show spot that everybody covered it. He actually has the real job he was meant to do.
Well, he was doing I think he was doing the late night show to fund his passion.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, can you imagine having the access to all the money you need for all the cars you want?
That's crazy. And he's got stuff that's like, and here's the other thing is he gets his hands dirty. He gets right in there.
Yeah.
And he's got stuff I've never even seen before. I mean, and he's a wealth of knowledge. Not only does he collect them, but he knows them.
I think it's his real niche. I think it's kind of cool to see somebody, I don't know, doing what God meant him to do, but who knows what we're all meant to do? Who knows? But so everything all right in your family, your children, how they doing? Okay,
everybody's doing okay.
And Joey, how's he coming along with the Olympics?
He's coming along rather well. We got notification from his coach. It looks like he'll be going to Lima, Peru.
Wow.
And
are you going too?
Yeah, I'll go. Me and my wife will go. And then the 2020 Olympics will be held in Tokyo.
Wow.
But this weekend, this impresses me more than that. Is that his birthday is October the 13th, and for the last 3 years on October the 13th on his birthday weekend, he gets involved with he's involved with an organization. It's based out of here in Ocala. It's called Never Say Never, and Nick Stillwell and Regis Woods are they're the co-founders of this organization, and both of those guys are double amputees. They have no legs.
Oh, wow.
And Regis is one of the world's fastest above-the-knee amputation runners in the entire world.
Does he run on
those blades?
The blades, okay.
And Nick, he's a power lifter, and he's real involved in it. But what he does is every year they put on a big camp. They call it the Pirate Camp down in Clearwater. And they go in there, and they bring all these kids. These are all kids that have just received an amputation, whether due to accident or disease or whatever. And Joey has disregarded his own birthday for the last 3 years to go and be a counselor at this camp. And he just got home yesterday from this year's camp. So,
wow.
And and he's the only one in a wheelchair. And yet, but he loves to go down there and counsel them and be with the children and be with the kids. And there was like 75 kids that just had to undergo some kind of an amputation.
I can see why that impresses you more.
And it does, for him to to lay his birthday weekend aside and not concern himself, about himself and make it about others is, that's impressive.
Absolutely, yeah, good stuff. The Olympics in 2020, that's pretty impressive too, though.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
So will you be going to Tokyo?
Yeah, if he goes to the Olympics, yes, we're going to go. There's a slim shot that he still has a slim shot to make the 2016 Olympics. We know we're going to do the junior nationals, and we got a word from the coach that the coach wants him to go ahead and do the nationals, which will be with all the other Olympians.
Wow. We've had only a handful, not even a handful, of people here in Marion County that have been in the Olympics. A couple of people recently that were here. And in fact, the young man I think you were just talking about with the blades, I believe he was in the studio.
Yeah, Regis, I believe he was here.
Yeah, I think so. And
Style did a big article on him.
I think so. And he walked, you couldn't tell he had blades under those pants.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, because I remember saying as he was walking out the door, because when he came in, I didn't know. And then when he told his story, I said, "You're kidding me, this guy's got no legs?"
Yeah.
And then when he got up to walk out, that's when I really kind of eyeballed him, and I thought, gosh, you can't even tell.
Yeah. Hey, and he also did freestyle four-wheel trick. He does tricks on four-wheelers and stuff. He does the handstands and does all that. I think he's pretty much stopped doing that stuff because that stuff just keeps on hurting you because you just keep on crashing and learning new tricks.
Oh no!
And
oh no!
But yeah, he's quite incredible to watch run. I mean, it's
that is amazing.
And,
yeah.
I mean, that boy can run.
Have you ever heard? And I don't have an opinion on this, but I've heard people say it's not fair to put a blade runner up against an actual runner because they actually have an advantage because of those blades giving them a little bit more bounce. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, everybody has their opinion. One of the things I look at when it comes to adaptive sports is where does he have the blade? Where's the amputation? I believe that if it's a below the knee amputation, I believe the blade runner could actually have an advantage. When it's above the knee amputation, then no.
Wow.
I don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
Not even a joint to bend. Then.
Right. Exactly.
Wow. The phone lines are open, by the way. Earlier, I know I was telling you all that the phone lines were not working, and that's because our guests have been calling in on the same line that you all call in on. But Matt's in the studio, so he's not on the phone line. So, okay, so let me take some calls. The number, if you want to call, is 622-9622. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air with Matt.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. When Chief Petty Officer Carl Brashear had his leg amputated, and the Navy was deciding whether or not to keep him in his diving duty, they made him a physical training instructor at a Navy base, and he would take the trainees on these 1 mile runs, and he could outrun them all.
Oh, really? Wow.
And they didn't realize until they accidentally saw him in the locker room that he had a prosthetic leg.
Oh, just one? That seems like it would be harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
Have a good day, all.
Thank you for calling that in. That's inspirational. Well, anyway, so for Ocala, keep your eye on the news, the sports news for Joey Gibbs, and that is Matt's son, probably going to be in the 2020 Olympics, maybe the 2016 Olympics.
There's a slim possibility.
And what was the other games? The All-American?
No, the Pan American Games.
Pan American. And when are they? That's the one in Peru?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they'll be in 2018. Yeah, because it's usually 2 years before.
And what is it called, what he does? I know it's a racing wheelchair, but...
Yeah, I mean, he's all in... It's all the events he's involved in have to do with track and field. So...
Wow. All right, we will take a little break and be right back. If you want to call, you're welcome to do that. The phone lines are working, and Matt is here in the studio, which is why we can take phone calls right now. The number is 622-9622. We'll take a little break and be right back.
weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, intervals of cloud and sunshine. There can be a shower or two along the coast, the high 82 to 86. Mostly cloudy tonight, a late night shower in spots along the coast, the low 69 to 73. Clouds and some sun tomorrow with a shower near the coast, the high 83 to 87. On Wednesday, times of clouds and sun and warm with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, the high 84 to 88. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Ooh, ouch. Does pain have you glued to the couch? Yes, unfortunately it's true that every year we must get older, but that doesn't mean we have to deal with pain in our back, knees, or shoulder. If your muscles and joints are sore, don't worry anymore. Come get acupuncture from me and you'll be pain-free. Acupuncture starts as low as $35 at a Better You Healthcare. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, at 615-5566. Stop your pain from driving you insane.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779. Attention homeowners, if your sinkhole case was denied during the past 5 years or repaired, but there was little or no money left to finish fixing your property, you may qualify to receive up to $15,000 through a sinkhole repair management program in your area. This government program is offered to owners who feel that their sinkhole claim was unfairly denied or repaired, but there was little or no money left to finish fixing their property right. For a free inspection and consultation, call Sinkhole Savvy today at 813-403-7809. 813-403-7809. That's 813-403-7809. Sinkhole Savvy.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
All right, 19 minutes after 10 o'clock. Matt Gibbs is in the studio. Let's talk about cars. We've talked about everything other than cars, but these things are important to us, too. This is why we have cars. We have cars so we can take our family places and do stuff, right?
That's right.
And get to work. I mean, why would you even worry about a car if you didn't have to go anywhere?
You wouldn't need a car.
You wouldn't need a car. And it's nice when you have a good one.
Yes.
Isn't it
Yes.
really wonderful? And thank you so much, because the one I got from you is awesome. I'm really enjoying it. I'm trying to keep it up too. Now I notice I'm close to oil change, so I'll be back over there. So now when I come up for the oil change, do I specifically say all the other things you talked about last week or 2 weeks ago, the rear end and the other oil fluids and all that, or does that happen automatically?
No, I mean, we check all your fluid levels automatically. To service something, you need to ask for it, or we'll suggest it.
Okay.
You know, when we check the transmission fluid, if it's kind of getting brownish looking, we'll suggest transmission service. Right?
Yeah, and you just change it the same way you change oil. Now, how often do you change transmission fluid?
Typically, all the manufacturers are different, but I mean, typically it's about every 50,000 miles.
But see, now on my other car, I never changed it once.
I understand that.
But there was no way to check it. On this car, there's a way to check it.
Yeah, there was a way to check it on your car. You just couldn't check it.
Oh, okay.
I checked it.
You did? On my other car? No, I didn't know that. And it was okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
It worked great until it got hit by a cow.
and what about the timing belt? What was the rule on that again?
It depends on what kind of car it is, but typically they're 60 or 90,000 miles.
60 or 90. Now, right now, the one I got from you is 85,000.
Yeah, but you don't have a timing belt now.
Oh, I don't have a timing belt.
So you never have to change a timing
Well,
belt.
now, why don't I have a timing belt?
Because it just didn't want one. It's a different engine. You got a V6.
Oh, so a timing belt doesn't happen in the V6?
No, they do.
They do?
But not typically in American-made cars.
So is there anything I need to know about that I need to replace every 90,000 miles or anything?
No, well, I'll put it to you like this, Larry. When you bring it into us, we'll let you know when it's time. Or you'll call me up and say, "Hey, I got this funny noise."
Oh, I don't want that anymore.
And then we'll go for a ride.
I don't want that anymore.
And then I scare you, and it's
all right. So there was a serious story. There was a death on the highway this weekend, and the lady lost control of her. I think it was an SUV. It was an Explorer. Is that an SUV?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you hear this story?
No.
Okay. So it started swerving and then flipped.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do wheels just get loose or something? What happens?
I don't know what it is. More than likely she might have had a blowout or something on a tire. Me and my family, we were on our way to Tennessee one time, and there was a girl, and we were going like 80. And it was a 3-lane. We were going like 75. And there was a lady on the left-hand lane. It was 3 lanes, and she went by us like we were going backwards. I mean, she was getting it on.
Oh, wow.
And just as she passed us, I saw the tread off her left rear tire come off.
And she flipped?
Like 7 times.
Died?
Nope.
Oh, she didn't die?
She was upside down. The car was completely upside down. We stopped. And I ran over there, and she was strapped in with her seatbelt. She was upside down.
Wow.
And then somebody else came, and I went through the passenger side, and I supported her until we could get help. And then some other guy.
Unconscious?
Yeah, she was unconscious at that point. She gained consciousness a few minutes. She wasn't unconscious very long.
Mm.
But I saw the tire come off the left rear. Not the tire come off the wheel, just the tread come off the tire.
Yeah.
And
that does that happen only on retreads or
no?
Or
This I don't. This wasn't a recap or nothing. It was just something that happened. The tire we call it a separation. The steels actually separate from the tire, and that's where you get bubbles and vibrations and
kind of really keep your eye on all that stuff.
Yeah, and you should, because that lady she got hurt pretty bad.
Now, could you have seen? And there's no way of knowing, but I mean, in most cases, are there telltale signs beforehand?
Yeah, usually you'll feel a vibration, and the vibration will just continue to get worse and worse and worse, and hopefully when you feel that, when you drive your car every day, that's why I love riding with people, because they drive it every day.
Yeah, right, right.
And a noise, a vibration, or whatever, and if you drove it last week and it didn't vibrate, and you're driving it today and it's vibrating, well, something's wrong. Something's happened.
Yeah.
And get that checked out, because it could hurt you.
The Back to the Future hyper, the stuff this past weekend because of the October 21st date, they were talking, no flying cars yet. But I was thinking, well, the flying cars might happen after we have the self-driving cars. Because
we have a flying car.
Yeah, but it won't. You can't have flying traffic. You can have a flying car.
Yeah.
Do you know what I saw yesterday for the first time? A drone.
Oh, really?
Have you ever seen a drone?
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen one, but yesterday at Silver Springs there was somebody hovering over us,
taking pictures.
Yeah, well, probably not of us, but of the water and of the whatever was there.
Yeah, we've worked on a few of them at the shop.
Really? And because they need repairs?
Well, one of my guys he's a pilot.
Oh, so he's designing one?
Well, he built one.
Really?
Yeah.
How big?
It was pretty good size. It was probably about 4 or 5 feet in diameter.
Wow.
And it was...
what does he do with it?
He flies it through his neighborhood and stuff.
Just taking pictures?
Yeah, we took pictures of the shop. We went up there and took pictures of the shop and flew it around the shop area and Flew it through the shop and the door, and then out one of the other doors.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
And did the cameras only look down, or did they look forward as
No,
well?
he could actually move the camera.
What is it, a GoPro?
No, it wasn't a GoPro. It was, I don't know what the name of the camera was. It was a round camera, and you could pan it and stuff. You can go up and down and go left and right with the camera. On the control for the drone, you had flight control stuff, and then you had camera control stuff.
Does it have a gyroscope in it?
Yeah.
It does? Do any cars have gyroscopes in them?
Not that I know of.
It's not a bad idea, is it?
No.
What would it do for a car?
Don't say it. Don't say that no more. You can maybe make some money on this.
How? I can't invent
I don't know. Maybe somebody from Ford or something will call and say, Larry, we need to talk.
Yeah, like I would know the answers. I would say, yeah, I got a friend who could help you. A gyroscope in a car. Maybe it would prevent it from rolling. Maybe a gyroscope in a car would prevent it.
Yeah,
from...
that would be cool. The car rolls over, but you just whoop.
you just
whoop. That's what you do.
But see, now Polaroid has a little cube camera, and it's like a poor man's version of a GoPro. Have you ever seen this? It's like $100, and as long as it's not jerky, like if you put it on a bicycle, it's such a jerky picture you can't even see what it is. If you put a GoPro on a bicycle, it's smooth.
Right.
Because of that gyroscope, right? So, I mean, I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't either.
But the gyroscope would make a ride smoother, you would think.
Well, it wouldn't make the ride smoother. You would just see it smoother, right? Well, if you're in the gyro, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, gyroscope makes a helicopter go smoother, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How does that even work?
I have no idea.
That's
beyond my pay grade right there.
Is it? Is it a big? Oh gosh, have you seen the patents for the passengers in airplanes that they're filing to put more people on airplanes? Okay, they've got one that's a bicycle seat, basically. So you're not sitting at all. You're basically standing, just kind of resting your butt. So everybody is standing in an airplane, and they say they can charge like $6 to $13 for like a 2-hour flight, like from here to New York, for example, instead of a couple $100. You would just be packing people in there like sardines, though.
That sounds like fun.
You would be standing for 2 hours, but with a bicycle seat, kind of.
I'd probably get one of them bicycle seats, like it's about that big, right there.
Yeah, me too. And you'd have to have the normal seats for handicapped people, obviously. But
they could just leave Joey in his chair, just strap him to the side of the plane somewhere, some Velcro, and let him go for $6. Come on, Joey.
Can you imagine that?
You know what? Yeah, I could. That would give the Airbus a whole new meaning right there.
That is a bus.
There you go. You got a little handle to hang on to.
When it comes time for the food.
Could you imagine if there's some
an
air pressure discrepancy in the cabin and all those little? How do you have those? There'd be so many masks that would drop down, they'd all get tangled up, and people would die anyways.
And the way you take a nap is there's a cushion in front of your face with a hole in it. I'm not making this up. We had it this morning. It was one of those stories we had.
Oh, okay.
Did we talk about cars at all? A little bit. If you need your car fixed, go to Matt. Matt fixes cars, and he does a really good job. If you need a car, go to Matt. He's got Crossroad Auto Sales. I needed a car. I got one from Matt. What's your phone number?
My phone number is 352-690-1993.
Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. It was felt in Afghanistan, India, and Pakistan. A strong 7.5 earthquake centered in northern Afghanistan. Neville Lazarus of Sky News is in